Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. We've got the wheel of viewer suggestions once again, so let's just give it a spin and see what today's run is going to be. And it is... oh? The Pub Brawl, alright. In case the name isn't obvious, which there's a very decent chance it isn't obvious there, because it's a little bit of a strange name. The joke here is we're gonna be going for a bunch of identities that are all about just punching things really hard. Oh, milepost or survival golden urn? What is better? Try this. Sure, we'll take that. Why not? The milepost. Yeah, so we're just gonna grab like all the identities that are just punching people. I need to think to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I'm pretty sure these guys don't have any identities about just straight up punching people. But you know, I entirely forgot about N Corp yesterday, so I don't really know if I trust my memory right now. Like, this should be good. And for a little bit of a Zane fact, a little bit of a different thing. You know, Liu Mersault, he punches things a lot. His skill there's a pierce thing though, so like, I think he punches too hard. We can't let him into a pub fight, so we'll go base Mersault. Because he's got all blunt. There we go. That's a proper puncher. Yeah, we'll just throw those onto him. Then, of course, you've got Liu Association. You've got Liu Association. You've got DHE Association. And you've also got Liu Association. Wow. I'm sure you could argue like base Gregor is also, you know, punching because he's like attacking with his scythe arm. You could argue that all of Gregor's identities are punching, really. Well, I guess not really these three, but these three you could argue. But it's not really a punching motion, so I think that point's kind of null. But yeah, let's send these 5 into the ring. Yeah, and what order do we go in? We probably just do something like this. We definitely want Rodion first, because she benefits the most from getting more speed slots. And then like U second works well. And then I didn't mean to do it like that. I meant to click U, then U, then U. And Tonglu can actually inflict burn potency. And let's see these guys. We can punch these guys a fair bit. And we'll see just how well they can take it. Like that, there we go. I'm always glad for another chance to use DHE Rodion. I might just use her again tomorrow too, because well, I guess tomorrow I'm gonna be doing Mirror Dungeon 2 hard. I'm kind of tempted to try soloing with DHE Rodion, but I might just like do something else instead. I don't know. I don't know if I've heard real people soloing Mirror Dungeon 2 hard with DHE Rodion. Because Mirror Dungeon 2 normal, you can solo with her pretty easily, although her HP can get a little low, which can be a bit worrying. So I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. I'm feeling willing to give it an attempt, if nothing else. Oh, look at that 2 insight. There we go. Look at that shield. Look at that dead bug. But now we get more events. I always love this kind of lore one. Oh, you. All right. Go that way. DHE Rodion can definitely deal with this. She just needs 1 of 4. Yeah. Absolutely. More gloom resources, and this to do some damage and weaken enemies on occasion. And we can get a blunt weak fight, which means people we can just kind of beat up. We can punch to death. I feel like I'm gonna open my like Limbus Excel document, just so I can, like, while I'm doing other things, I can just kind of scroll through it and make sure I'm not, like, forgetting someone super obvious. Because, like, because of yesterday, I'm, like, paranoid that I'm gonna be forgetting something super obvious again. I guess you could argue, like, Grip Faust, like, grabs people. Not really punchy enough for me, though. Heathcliff. No. I think I'm good. Actually, what does Talisman Sinclair fight with? He's got a staff. He's got a staff, doesn't he? Yeah. I think that's it. I don't think he fights with his fists. I couldn't remember for a second, but I'm pretty sure he's got a little talisman staff type thing that he uses for fighting. Yeah. Alright, well that fight was easy enough, so now we can move on to the boss. Give him the good old 1-2. Yeah, I think Mersault. Base Mersault skill 1 is just called Unde, which is, you know, 1-2 in French. Very funny. It's gonna fix in, like, Deku. I forget what this means. I feel like I've looked it up before, though, so, maybe I should know what it means, but I mean, I'm not too bothered. Immense Blaze, that's a good passive if enemies have burn, right? Yeah, more blunt damage for every 3 burn on target. Your target's not gonna have any burn, though, so we should just go for the... No, we'll keep at that, why not? These guys are just blunt, so, you know, any damage counts. Even if it is just, you know, increased damage to based on the enemy's burn. Okay. We can do that. And we could do something like this if we wanted you to actually have some insight. That works. Because now she'll discard one of her skill 2s, so she'll be at 2 insight, which is better than nothing. You do get some benefits out of her skill 1 now. Yeah. I guess we just do this though. Nice. And skill 1 with 2 insight for decent damage, not up to kill, but our other attacks will be able to kill in her stead. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I think that fight was like just the perfect, you know, like pub brawl. I don't know if we can get more pub brawl than that, because we were just fighting a bunch of bouncers who were like trying to kick our like drunken sinners out of the casino, out of the pub. I don't know, might need to just end the video there, not gonna lie. I think we've achieved our purpose. Oh, do more SP damage for blunt damage, absolutely. Well, now that our sinners have successfully taken down the bouncers of the bar, they're now just roaming around the areas, finding any other people to beat senselessly. But all of a sudden, when they're just roaming around senselessly, and and they've accidentally stumbled into a K-Corp facility, which is in the middle of being raided by some Technology Liberation Alliance people. Not a great place to be in for, you know, a bunch of drunken sinners. But, you know, they just can't stand these sloshing guys and how they're like, oh, they think their fairy wine's so great, don't they? Don't they? But, of course, the sinners are more knowledgeable than them, and therefore think the fairy wine is garbage compared to, you know, some of the finer, like, alcohols of the city. So now they've just gone into a full fight. The talisman people are just kind of roped into this due to being on the side of the sloshing people. And it still is all happening in a K-Corp facility, it would seem. They sure are killing all of them. You know, and because of how just drunken they are, I don't even know they know they're killing them. They may be like, oh, they've been incapacitated while they're in like a pile of like goop on the floor. They're like, that was a good fight. We'll see you again next time, and then walk away from just a bunch of corpses on the ground. Now they're gonna take a little rest. They're gonna drink up a little. But I guess they've already reached max alcoholism, so they can't do any more. So they walk into a little store, see what they have to buy. So they're gonna buy a child within a flask, mistaking it for, you know, an actual like alcoholic beverage when it is in fact a child within a flask. So they're gonna walk out with that, completely unaware to the fact that they may have indeed just purchased a dead child. Not great for them. But onwards they continue along their drunken adventure. Oh, but it seems like there's more bouncers from the pub they got kicked out over here, alongside some mariachi-themed mercenaries they've hired to try and help take down these menaces. So of course the sinners have to protect themselves from these unfortunate situations they've found themselves in. Did I say? I guess there's also Ting Tang guys, you know, so it's not all mariachi. I don't know why I thought it was all mariachi for a second. Yeah, there's just various other people that have been hired by the pub bouncers in order to try and take down these drunken fools. Like, these guys really do not know the intricacies of pub brawling. They don't respect the art form. Like what are those? Like a butcher knife, like a baton, I guess. I don't know. That guy's got like a mace. Actually, it looks like it's like a ball of yarn on a string, but it looks like vaguely metallic. I don't know, like a lead pipe, knife. None of these are in the true spirit of pub brawls. And you know, that's what these sinners are they're all for, like trying to reach like the optimal like pub brawl. So of course they're not happy to see people who are not only, you know, trying to kill them, but also they're really more bothered by the fact that they aren't, you know, actual like proper pub brawlers. They're fakers who've lost the art form. And now they see their opponents are weakened, so they all take another swig and then go in there to try and finish them off. Yeah. And they're doing so with relative ease. And Gregor lands the finishing blow on the final one of them. Like the drunkard he is. And let's see, boss. Blunt's Law, if it's either Apple or it's the calendar. Well, either way, it seems that they've walked into a L Corp. They've walked into a lobotomy corporation branch that has been fallen, and now they've been stopped by a delectable-looking apple. One of them has this. Yeah. Honglu has this brilliant idea. Oh, what if we made some delicious cider out of this guy? And then everyone else like, yeah. And now they're gonna try and kill this abnormality in order to try and extract cider from it. But little do they know, this thing isn't exactly what it seems, with its its appley exterior hiding a lot more behind it. Which means that it might not be such great for some of their delectable alcoholic cider. Yeah, we're staggering it already. And it's weak to sloth, so excruciating studies can do a lot of damage, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh, one turn first phase. Love to see it. But then they successfully crack open the apple's skull, and then they realize, oh no, this isn't an apple. This is just like the average British person. But then they see, like, oh, he's got fists, he wants to brawl us. This wasn't Apple, this was a fellow pub brawl enthusiast all along. So, of course, who would they be to deny such a request for a brawl? I know, I'm gonna... This joke's vaguely funny, I think, I don't know. It's really hard to tell. I guess question of the day, what's your favorite joke in Limbus? Like, I don't know, what you define as a joke is, you know, up to you entirely. Whether you're like, oh yeah, my favorite joke is like, oh, an actual joke, or if it's like just a reoccurring gag that isn't necessarily a joke. Like, I really like, I guess for the sake of bending the rules of the joke, I really like the reoccurring joke that every single Gregor identity just has the little cockroach next to him. For no reason. We still do not know why. And that makes it such a good joke to me, because, like, it's just chilling there all the time. And will it ever explain it? Who knows? Yeah, leave your answer in the comments below. But after that, looking back at our sinners in a tense pub battle, yeah. There's like the setup for like a weird, like, anime that only gets like a single season, you know? Like, oh yeah, the art of the pub brawl. But they take down the apple, all unfair, and he reveals a delectable looking egg that they may in fact still try to use for their cider. Afterwards, they take a... Scarlet Crumb's not bad. I like more burn, though. We've got a lot of high coin attacks, because punching kind of usually is all about high coin attacks. There we go. They proceeded to take a random computer chip from the apple that it had for some reason, and they press onwards. They've left the branch facility now and are still wandering around when they wander into... maybe they didn't leave the facility. They're still in the facility, it would seem. But they've wandered into the smoke war all of a sudden. None of them know why this is happening. I mean, of course you can imagine Gregor is, you know, out of his mind. He thinks it's the alcohol that's, like, getting to him or something. He's like, oh man, not the war. This isn't good, man. I don't know why I'm portraying him as a stoner. But, like, I'm the kind of person who really doesn't know the difference. I don't know. Oh. But, well, they've seen these bugs, and they figured, like, they need to squash these bugs. That's for sure. Because they're uncleanly and unfit for consumption. So they land all their blows, they throw them off their balance with their punches, and they take them down. That was a Tails, alright. Take them down. Like that. And onwards they prevail. Rest stop. None of them need healing though. They don't need to rest. They need to keep on going. They need to keep on fighting. They know better than to take a break and, you know, let the alcohol wear off. They're getting deep into this adventure. Like, they don't know just when the next time they'll be able to get a drink. And as they finally manage to leave the facility, it seems they got stopped by a band of inquisitors who, of course, being against fun in general, are also strongly against alcohol, trying to detain the sinners for their overconsumption. Of course, the sinners aren't going to be taken that easily. I guess Rodion is. She's being stabbed by the nail, but, she's fine. She's a priest. Priests, like... The priests are probably, like, naturally, like, alcohol-resistant thanks to, like, God. I mean, wine is like the blood of Jesus, right? So, alcohol is pretty, like, holy. And, like, Jesus could turn water into wine. That's what, that's the knowledge Rhodion's searching. That's for sure. She's trying to figure out how to do that in order to keep her buzz going for as long as humanly possible. And they successfully take down those heretics. And the sinners themselves are considering starting their own faith around their rampant alcoholism. But they don't dwell on that thought too much. They keep on pushing forwards, and it turns out they thought they kept on leaving the facility, but after they left the facility and fought the Inquisitors, they proceed to walk back into the facility, get back into the war. And now they've got to fight even more bugs, because, they've got no sense of direction right now, it would seem. But that's fine by them. They're always down for a good fight. And you know, while these bugs aren't exactly like fighting with their fists, they're fighting with what, you know, they have that's close enough. So they have a little bit of respect for them, even if they are very unclean and if they aren't, you know, the biggest fans of alcohol. Maybe the sinners sympathize with the bugs, though. Maybe the bugs aren't allowed to drink in war. Maybe the sinners think that the bugs live a cursed life and are wishing to put them out of their misery. Who knows if they can even, like, handle alcohol? I mean, of course they can, because, you know, like, Gregor, but... Who knows? Maybe it's because these guys are, like, imaginary. Maybe, like they can never exist enough to have alcohol. Truly sound. Ooh, they found a little... I'm not really gonna take this. It does nothing for us. Sure, we'll take it. They found a little orb full of alcohol. They try and break it open, and they fail. And they notice there's little orbs inside. So they're like, oh, this must be a crystal ball. A crystal ball. Where do we need to go for more alcohol? And then, you know, of course, it doesn't do anything, so then they're like, grr! And are mad and, like, I'm gonna pocket it. But then they see they drop it, and then they see like a little rusty penny on the ground, and they're like, "Ooh, just think about how much we could afford using this vintage coin." As if it isn't like just kind of like a rusty dime. Those drunken sinners. What will you do with the drunken sinner? 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 I don't know how the song goes. Well, seems they've run into a little workshop that's, you know... The sinners honestly don't even know what these guys are doing. They just saw them and were like, you know what, we don't like your vibes. Maybe part of their religion is that they're not too friendly to people who like Tremor. Even, you know, Mersault is a Tremor person, because, like, Tremor's all about putting people off balance, but, like, why put them off balance when you could just, you know, hit them with their fists? They think these guys are too complicated in their attack style. It's not very pubbly. Which is, you know, not a word. That's not something you can use to describe something, but, these guys are alcoholics. I don't think they really care about what's, you know, the correct English phrasing of things at this point. They just want to beat these guys for wielding hammers and weird, like... I don't even know what Nico's weapon is exactly. It's a weird, like, I guess it's a chainsaw wrench. I want to call it a biter. That's what it looks like. Oh well. It's not fists though, which means it is not allowed under the new religion being formed by this crew. Let's say when the sinners wake up tomorrow morning, they are absolutely not going to be having a fun time. They are going to be hungover to an extreme level. Well, many people probably don't even think is possible. Oh, we're getting a lot of burn on this guy, that's for sure. That's funny. Yeah, and down he goes. That's what he gets. So after another successful fight, the sinners press onwards. From Nico's corpse, they managed to loot, you know, a pile of dust. And they're like, yo, we could, like, season something with this. Yeah, that's what they do. Sure.
몸이 따라줄지 모르겠지만
Onwards and
바람은 가야지.
the sinners press onwards with their skills, and they're gonna see that maybe they've been sinning a little too hard. So their sins, their alcoholisms manifested into strange creatures in front of them, being creatures of lust and pride, which are probably close enough related to alcohol. So now they've got to fight their demons in a much more literal sense than they were really expecting to do today, but that's how things go sometimes. That's how sometimes it goes. Drink too much alcohol and you start to see the horrors. This is a cautionary tale, kids. I mean, if you see like this kind of thing and are like, yeah, I want to be like that. I want to go on a drunken rampage around. Good for you. Maybe don't, but you know, if that's your calling in life, sure, why not? God, this is really not a great video to be recording at 7 in the morning, but that's fine. Going a little silly, but I think it's really improving the gameplay. My very sane discussions about what is very clearly going on. Nice. Intergate elbow strike this guy, and it'll look like a bunch of burn. Nice, the pinpoint logic circuit, yeah. That guy burns to death, even if he's not getting attacked again, so... There we go, I think the sinners have successfully taken down their fears. I guess it kind of relies on Mersault, but he'll do enough damage here. Because they've also got 17 burn, if nothing else, yeah. There we go, and then snap. Down like that. So, like... Actually, I don't know if there's, like, any, like, actually, like, hot alcoholic drinks people drink. I feel like that's the kind of thing that would not be good. I don't know. I'm sure there's like stuff out there, but I think most alcoholic drinks are cold for a reason. Then again, people like microwave Pepsi. I'm sure there's people who love their hot wine. For more robots. Okay, the Vacuity's actually not going great here. Well, you can shield, you get a stupid amount of defense because you'll discard. Well, you only get 5% shield, but that's still pretty good. It's good enough to not take much damage from these guys, I think. Cool. 18 burn. Thanks to the dust, we're actually, like, keeping them at decent burn potencies. I'm all starting at 2 potency. Struggling. Even Lego Domain. Might as well. I do think I need to lighten my making jokes of the pub experience, because, it's definitely getting old. You get the general sense of what's going on. These guys encounter some things, they don't like the way they're fighting, or they like don't like the opinions on alcohol this group has, so then they beat them to death. Alright, we've got the coin. We've got like almost no single coin attacks. Because, you know, mostly multi-hits. I'm pretty sure it's just Mersault's skill too. And any egos we already use. There's some punching egos we can use. Like Screw Loose Wallop. Oh, that's a glove. That fits. If the glove fits,
제가 앞에 서죠.
wear it. Quote from Sun Tzu. Or something. IDK. He'd say that, I think.
기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려.
Sounds just obvious enough to be a Sun Tzu quote.
이대로 가보자고.
Make sure to stay hydrated. Kids.
생각보다 잘 타는 걸.
완벽한 한방. 탁 시원한 걸.
Alright.
저거 봐. 제 휘청거리고
Now
있다.
we keep on punching them. We've got 2 insight. That's not bad. We don't have a way to actually get 3 insight though, so I guess we could just use a bunch of that acuities, but this is dominating, so maybe not. We'll stick to this.
규정에 따라 실행합니다.
무지하니까
And that'll work well enough, I
맞는
believe.
거야. 한 놈.
Yeah.
깨달았나?
승객이 딱콩 한
Looking pretty good, I'd say. Is it just that one guy left? No, just these 2 guys left.
규정에 따라
So, one more rush of attacks and they're done for. Divorced.
맞는 거야.
Now we get an event, we get a shop. Ooh, pet the fox, absolutely. Drunk as they are, they'll never give a chance to pet a funny looking animal. They're probably more willing to pet, you know, the ferocious beast than, you know, people who aren't drunk are. Rodeon skills, you can give her another skill 3, don't mind if I do. And we can't get the clover then, actually, huh? We've got some good crit synergy, but that's fine. Lust? What do you, I mean, all 3 of you guys have lust. It's not bad. We'll take it. Sure thing, and then we can fight the boss of this floor, which is Proceeding Inquisitors. Seems these guys have stumbled their way back into a different Lob Corp facility this time. In classic drunkard fashion. Now they've got to fight these monstrous looking people. In classic drunkard fashion. Neutral. Hopeless. Oh, we can punch this guy really hard. That's always an option. Oh yeah, I've got this at Threadspin 3 now, so we gain surgery on using it. Even the Awakening version. I mean, surgery's kind of like the most, like, that's kind of like a good stat for, like, alcoholism. Don't know why I'm struggling with my words so much. Probably just because I've said the word alcohol so much in this one run. More so than I, you know, usually say in, like, a week or something. Can't say it's a very frequent topic for me. We can punch him. Punch, kapow. So he gets his 10% damage boost and his 10%. No, is it 20% damage boost? Might be. Stagger, cool. He's doing it again on the same guy. Got tails this time though, that's fine.
순서에 따라 대상을
You
제거합니다.
can go for another funny screw loose wallop. I'm just doing some more damage there. That's cool. Yeah, 2 surgery now. 20%, 40% less HP.
무슨 문제라도 있으십니까?
Yeah.
관리자님.
And does 40% more damage and gains 2 haste every turn. That's enough to give him, you know, more normal speed. Oh, you actually got 2 to 3 speed, so you're tied with Mariachi Sinclair for the slowest person in the game. That's cool to know. Well, we'll do it like that. I guess we'll redirect you, though.
규정에
I like that clash more so than most of the other ones. And we've got 3 insight now. The other thing might ruin that, though? No, it didn't. Oh yeah, we already discarded everything, logically. So of course it wouldn't ruin that. That's good.
이 공격은 꽤
That
무서울
extra
것
skill
같네.
3 really makes a big difference for her. Okay, broke the thing's arm and
부위가 조각났어.
more damage.
계속해도 돼.
Looking good. An intergate elbow strike will do a bunch of damage to this guy, of course. Enough for him to burn to death, yep.
날아갔어요.
Nice. And there's a guy that's countering, we can... yeah, we'll attack him now. We can single point stab him. You won't take too much damage. You're neutral to this. We'll red kick. We'll limit the evacuate for safety reasons. At least the other one, though, because we can defend then. Keep our insight high. And Deku that.
그대로 가보자고.
Oh yeah, I wanted to look at what Deku means. Because I've definitely looked it up before.
무얼 잘못했는지 아는
Hits?
것부터가
The
시작이야.
hits?
부위 하나를 박살냈어. 타! 보냈고.
Blow.
승객이
Shot.
한방 먹였어.
맞는 거야.
Basically just lots of ways of saying attacks. So Deku means the attacks, roughly. There's definitely a better word than attacks, but like it's hard for me to tell exactly what better word. Blows kind of worked. Sinking is more, sure. Have them sink into despair. They're like, wow, these alcoholics sure are much better at fighting than we are.
교정이라면
Maybe we should
따르겠습니다.
consider picking up the drink once in a while. Oi? Oi? Don't know why they'd say oi, but maybe they would.
걱정 마시오. 최후의 혈구 하나만 남아 있다면 생명은
Let's see.
어떻게라도 보존될 테니.
Excruciating study one of these guys. I guess I mean, we do it in speed order. That's kind of usually the best thing. That's a neutral. Don't like that. It's also a neutral. What do we have that's not neutral? Do we have anything that's not neutral here? Probably not. Nailing Fist, maybe? That can't clash, though. You actually can't clash anything, it seems. Alright. So someone's gonna get hit. And it's going to be Ishmael. Without a doubt. Alright. Well, clash with the one using a pierce attack, because that's the one you definitely don't want to get hit by. And then we'll just redirect as many of these as we can. With our really not great attacks. Don't like that.
부드럽게.
Oh well. We'll win some of these clashes, and we'll lose a couple. We shouldn't take too much damage, though. It's not a lot of, like, many coin attacks going on.
굉장해요. 아까처럼만 해. 그럼 이번 전투도 쉽게 갈 수 있을 거야.
Blows out. Such a funny attack animation from those guys. Well, it's good enough.
우리가 우세.
Let's
서둘러
see.
끝내보자고.
You're the one who can actually do stuff, so we can, like, wait, acknowledge you. Acknowledge you. Rushdown will work to kill that guy. We'll, like, frontal assault you. Blaze fist you. You do that. Who is clashing with knowledge? Yeah, this...
직접 알게 한
Either it'll work or it'll be close enough. One of the two. Which one it'll be, we'll see, by the end of the turn. So it's really not gonna be that... I guess it's only top, bottom, right, left, which we only... Did we only frontal assault this one? I think so. But it was enough to kill, so... Good job, guys. And now we get some things... Oh, wow. It's still one of your wires. We get, like, nothing from this, because, like, we'd need bleed to get synergy, but I like stealing the wires. Because it's a funny thing to do. Yeah, steal their wires for these centers. Real quick. Oh, nebulizer. Alright, that synergizes their poise. That's for sure. And then charge matter. Longbow skill, meh. Pride or pierce, definitely not charge. And I guess we'll give you, like, another Crimson Blaze Fist then, sure. And we'll heal everyone up a little bit. Mersal's the only one who needs it. Shocker. keep on going. The boss is very gentleman. Oh, we really are gonna finish this in the most classic pub brawl manner. That's exciting. It's really not that exciting. I don't know why I'm acting like it's a big thing. Like, we're gonna just be fighting a guy. That's all it is, really. Tiger domain. If you get hit, that's fine. And we're just gonna like domain these guys, just to make sure they get staggered and, you know, are ready to die. Oh, those guys didn't get staggered. I guess only one of them didn't get staggered. It seems like the exact same 3 people are being hit by Liger domain again, though. So, 2 of them die. The other one gets staggered now. Oh, Mercel 1 is Clash, huh? Good job, buddy. It's just it's just 1 left. I was about to say it's just 2 left, but it's just 1 left now. Your sanity is still fine though, thanks to killing all these high-leveled people. Love to see it.
이 공격은 꽤 먹혀든 것 같아요.
There's our victory. We get some events now. Oh, a fairy. You know what? These guys know better than take a break. Take your midwinter nightmare, proceed. And honestly, you don't need to help this guy. They've got better things to do. Sure, that's driving them insane, but like, it's all about the role play, you know? That's another interesting strategy to spice up runs that I've definitely been doing this time. Like, instead of making it different, like on a gameplay level, just like, try and tell a story with it, which I definitely did for the first few floors. Definitely wore out its welcome, but it's funny. You can corrode this. And like, you can kill everyone, honestly. Oh, you actually got a heads there. That's, not great. She's gonna use it again either way, and she's gonna use it again, and she might end up, you know, corroding. I mean, it's an overclock, so I don't think overclock can actually corrode unless it gets, like, actually bad. Oh yeah, this'll do a lot, though. And thanks to all the kills, we should get, like, decent sanity gain. 447, alright. Just the robot left. Who is staggered and dies, yeah. We actually brought out the hidden robot stagger. Not hidden, but just below 0 stagger, just by the stagger threshold changes from Art of Blossom Star. Well, final boss time. It's time we fight our fellow drunken man, the king of drunks. In a drunk fight for the ages. Tommy, nice. Yeah, your sanities are mostly fine. That's good to see. You kind of need some sanity. Might have you go for a neutral then, just for the sake of, you know, sanity gain. Not a bad play. We'll keep on attacking the arm with our one-sided attacks.
순식간에 끝내죠.
And we're gonna stack burn, I guess, on the arm. It's actually gonna go fairly well, that's for sure. We've got burn for days. We've also got, like, crit that actually physically could do something. Shame we didn't get the clover, but I was too distracted. You know how it is. It's for the joke. 23 burn, not bad. The body's got no burn at all somehow. Does the body not get hit by, dust to dust? Oh, Forever has 1 random part. That's right, that would do it. Well, that's the best part it could have chosen there. What is it? Envy and burn steals gain more stuff. So yeah, this isn't particularly great, but this is pretty good on the body, or on the left arm. And this is good on the body. Frontal assault, yeah. Affected palm strike, yeah. Mersault's just gonna like nailing fist this. Then you redirect that favor, that'll work. So this way our things that are inflicting a bunch of burn are going for the arm. And the things that aren't inflicting a lot of burn, going for the body. Which is not a lot of stuff, because really, we've got 3 burn units and 2 non-burn units. However, whenever Rodion hits her skill 2, we count that as a burn skill, thanks to it actually inflicting a bunch of burn, thanks to the ego gift. Oh, there was the arm. You lose your class, that's fine. Expected. He gets alcoholed. Yeah, 60 burn on him.
큰 거 온다. 탄테.
There's the
얼른
fairy
애들한테
wine.
알려줘.
Yeah, I don't know. We can wait a knowledge. That's not a bad play, that's for sure. No need to do this though. We rush down, we integrate elbow strike. I mean, Rodion gets hit, that's fine. And we'll wait on the fairy wine. No one's got enough morale boost quite yet, but Rodion will next turn. For Rodion to get the maximum possible advantage out of the drunkardness. So Bai sure has a bunch of sinking because Rodion's really the only person attacking with his skill 3. That's pretty good for us. We could always rhyme shank it if we wanted to, you know, get some sinking out. Which is always a good move. Sinking's super good. Then we've got the resources for it without a doubt. We've had the chop from the flask this entire run. And we've had the
먼저 끝내고 돌아오는 친구는
Zippo lighter the
맛있는 거
entire
사줄게.
run.
물론
Yeah, let's see. Give morale boost, sure. You're gonna eliminate the vacuity that, you're gonna excruciating study, the discard's gonna be a little unfortunate, but it's fine. Because we'll inflict even more sinking. And you guys keep on going for the arm. Clash as best as you can. Yeah, that's decent. You can roll with that, I think. It should be good enough. I think he dies this turn, but if not, that's fine. There we go. Oh, that's unfortunate. The first coin's the one that actually inflicts the sinking count.
머리 좋다, 탄테.
Oh well.
완전 좋았어.
We inflicted some sinking, which means we should trigger Thorny Path.
이 공격은 꽤 먹혀든 것 같아요.
Which I believe we had this run. I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this guy's got no chance. Down he goes. You know, I'd like to think in the end, the real drunkards won. And they return to the bus, ready for the most painful headache they're ever gonna have this next morning.
그치? 좋았어.
There we go. Cool. Cool beans. That went very well. As expected. They're good units. Blunt's always very nice to have. Even if there's not a lot of if there's not necessarily a lot of blunt synergy going on, blunt attacks always are those like really good unga bunga big damage attacks. Now we get our daily extractions. See just what we get. Rodion, star of the show. And another 1 star. Mercel, another star of the show, even if he didn't do much. He used an ego at one point. That was cool. He punched someone really hard. That was cool. And 1 more 1 star. Ishmael, another star of the show. Yeah, 3 people we actually used that run. That's funny. But yeah, that'll be all for this episode. Thank you for the incredible viewer suggestions, everyone. Yeah, this was good. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.